Hey everybody, it's LavenderTowne. In last video, I tried to make the internet's perfect boyfriend based on the things that I noticed the internet likes. Various celebrities, cartoon characters, video game characters, and this time I'm going to try to do it for the girls. This is the group of celebrities and characters that I came up with after looking through the tweet that I posted before, as well as checking in with the rankings of most popular K-pop girl singers and anime characters. And honestly, I was really surprised. There was a lot less unity in this group than I was expecting, just based on how the boys video went. But I was able to eventually sort of parse out the four main categories that all of these people or characters kind of land in. The body type was maybe the most consistent thing throughout the different characters and celebrities and things that people were bringing up over and over. It seems like generally a slender person or character with a defined hourglass is the most popular. Not insanely thick, but also not very like skinny, straight up and down supermodel-y. Definitely more of that like in between point seems to be the most popular with everybody. So that's what I'm going to try to do for this girl. I'm also going to think about personality as I did with the boys video. It's really important that this character has an alluring and charismatic personality, because without that, I feel like, there's just so many beautiful girl characters out there. It's really hard to cut through the clutter unless she has something special sort of going on with who she is as a character. If anything, this video has shown me that whether you like guys or girls, that we all have two wolves inside of us, one of which really wants to date somebody who's really intimidating and powerful and strong, and then one of which who really wants to date somebody who's extremely cute and wholesome and accessible. That seems to be a reoccurring pattern with the most popular characters, whether they're boys or girls. So for this character, I'm going to try to use the Umaru duality. Basically, I need her to have two different sides to herself, just as I did with the guys, but I'm going to lean into this even more because I do feel like it's a more of an even split of what people tend to like in a girl. I feel like it's pretty 50-50 whether people like a cool, confident, borderline sort of like aggressive personality versus a super cute, like cuddly, wholesome type of person. The story I have for her is that she is a underground crime like assassin girl. She goes to places, fancy events and stuff, and she like works as a hitman, but she secretly really wants to become a full-time Twitch streamer. I imagine that she was like born into a crime family, and this is how she sort of like naturally got pushed into it. But when she was on long stakeouts or whatever, she would watch Twitch streams and it became a little dream of hers. So basically assassination is her day job, and her only dream is to be able to just like get cozy in her house and play Animal Crossing as a full-time job. So I thought that would be kind of interesting. I've never really seen a character like that who's just like desperately trying to get to a less exciting life. And I also think it would give both people who like sort of a really competent, borderline scary type of person scenes that they would really think that she's cool and awesome, but then also knowing that deep down she's like a genuinely good person who doesn't want to hurt people anymore and just wants a very simple life would also be really like endearing for people who like a more endearing character. For her clothing, I wanted to do two extreme opposites just because that seems to be the theme with this character. So her first outfit that I originally drew her in is her as the sort of assassin at the party. I wanted her to look really seductive and really fashionable. I wanted to sort of inform it with a little bit of like K-pop styling, very like strong, simple shapes as far as the outfit, pretty, I would say, revealing, but not so much so. Like, we don't want her to literally look like a stripper or anything, but definitely someone with a sort of like widowmakery kind of seductiveness, like a femme fatale, I guess is what I was going for. While on the opposite side, I really focus on making her look comfy and like somebody who could be a really good friend as well. I wanted her to be in sort of like this baggy crop top sweater with like yoga pants on, basically. honestly, I just wanted her to look really, really comfortable. And yoga pants do walk that line between being like, they are kind of revealing because they're really tight to your skin, but they're also clearly something that people like to wear because it's comfortable and just relaxed. And so that's the version of her where she's like not putting any pretenses on. She's just sort of chilling. And I think that can be really appealing as well. I decided for her face, I wanted to do a sharper, more intense face. I wanted her eyes to look really like cat-like and enchanting in that way. I was really torn between doing that and making her look more cute and adorable like an anime character. I really wasn't sure for a long time, but then when I was looking over the weird girls collage that I have here, it did seem like that other than Rem, most people were liking that like almond cat eye, and I just thought maybe I should probably go for that then, because I'm supposed to be using the research in that. But I did notice that freckles are something that is more sort of like cute oriented, that it seems like everybody kind of likes, or most people do. Like a little spattering of freckles across the nose just gives that little bit of interest to a character, and I thought adding that to a more like blatantly seductive face would add a little like tinge of cuteness that I think really works for her. And I also was torn about whether or not to do like straight hair. I thought wavy hair might be a little bit better. It sort of is in between straight and curly, so again, she's always trying to like walk the line as far as this character design goes, trying to appeal to everybody. And I decided to make her hair longer, even though there were a lot of girls that people liked that had shorter hair. It does seem like long hair is the more popular one overall, and it gave you more styling options for her, which is also always great. As a character designer, you like to have lots and lots of options for how to sort of design them in different scenarios. So I decided to just put it in a messy bun. I've seen enough of those videos that are like things that guys like about girls, and they always say the messy bun, so I had to throw it in there somewhere. I also noticed that it does seem like girl characters, especially cartoon characters who have a little bit more interesting hair, definitely seem to pop out at people and become more popular. Whereas it seems like celebrities and like social media people, it seems like brown hair that's just like sort of straight and looks loose and like they haven't done too much to it, seems to be the most popular. One of the things I found most interesting is when I was looking through the tweet, I was seeing a lot of unusual pics for people's favorite girls, and I realized it was probably because my audience is mainly female, so I was actually seeing the ideal girl for other girls, which really got me thinking about how when we are talking about like ideals in a boyfriend or a girlfriend, we usually sort of like just base it off of the like straight version of that. And I thought it was really interesting that this character is definitely going to have influences from what guys like in a girl as well as what girls like in a girl, and I thought that that was really cool and kind of a unique thing that we can do because of the internet and the way that we're sort of grouped in different communities. It's just interesting, and I feel like that did make her into a more complicated character because she was sort of based on two different types of ideals sort of coming together. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. So my original plan with this girl was not that she was actively still a killer. I was concerned that that might be a little bit too harsh for the people who like the sweet little jelly bean type character, so I thought maybe she's quit completely, and when I started coloring I sort of decided that was the direction I was going to go. So basically something traumatic happened in one of her days at the office, so to say. So the bottom image to the left is actually the day that she quit. Like something horrible happened and she decided she was never going to go back, and then she decided to sort of strike out on her own and become a more wholesome, gentle person from that day forward. I think that that sort of character development can be really, really appealing in a character, and I love redemption arcs. Honestly, I feel like nobody does redemption arcs properly because, especially with characters who were really bad before, usually people are just take the coward's way out and they like kill that character right after they get redeemed so that you don't have to deal in the narrative with the continued ramifications of the bad things that they did. I almost gave an example of that, but then I realized that that would literally be a spoiler because then that character of course dies. But you probably can think of a few examples of this. It's one of those things that I've always wanted to do in a narrative where I redeem a character who actually has done really terrible things, and I keep them around. I don't just like kill them off as soon as they do something heroic. Anyway, so when I was designing her hair, I decided that when she was in her assassin days, she like dyed it a little bit lighter. It's sort of this like very cute pinky brown. But her true hair color is darker. I wanted to give her dark brown hair in her more like relatable character design, because I noticed that dark brown hair is overwhelmingly popular when it comes to like the beautiful girl next door trope. So I decided that that was her natural color, and you can see her original color sort of like growing out. And yeah, I basically just wanted her to look like a super relatable, someone you could be comfortable with. She's like drinking some boba. She's got this anime is real t-shirt on, or hoodie actually. And I just wanted her to look super cozy, like she's kind of left this traumatic backstory behind her. If this was a real story, it would definitely be the type of thing that would like come up sporadically, especially because like a lot of video games involve like shooting and killing and stuff, so there would probably be all sorts of like interesting narrative ways to like talk about her past. Here she is all finished. I hope you like the girlfriend I made you. If you have a name for her, please let me know. Last time I asked for names as well, and the one I ended up liking the most was actually Vel. It came from someone misreading the my handwriting because it's so messy, but I actually thought it suited him really well, so that's the one that I am picking for him. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Special thanks to my patrons, including Bella Story, Best Kaiju, Braggy, Compom Pom, Lion, Clockwork Construct, Sociable Gibberish, Dr. Casket, Ilaria Louie, Elizabeth Album, Greer the Animator, Griffix, Hachiyubi, Ice Cream Pal, Ivan Rodriguez, JJ Jade, Joseph Copel, Blah 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 Blah, Mike, Marina Costa, Micah Dactyl, Mr. Dr. Pants, Nora Cornelison, Ollie, Rudy, Some Mediocre Artists, The Artsy Moose, Throat Foam, Tom David Johansson, XAM227, Yo Boy ST, and Zoe Stardust.